This episode is going to be all about J-HOOOOPE. J-HOOOOPE has released the banger of the year already.
Love the way you take this resolution off me.
Running up my playlist. I have been streaming it. It is such a bop. I love it. I love it. I love it. J-HOOOOPE has been on tour. We have been getting nothing but glimpses of Jay. He has been just on fire. You know, he's released Sweet Dreams. He's released just incredible visuals. He's been wearing grills that have been taking me out. I wanted this podcast episode to be kind of like word vomit of just, which just sounds so horrible, but just me just blurbering out and vomiting out all of my thoughts and obsessiveness over just J-HOOOOPE being incredible. Hi, I'm Monique. I am the host of Off by Purple Heart podcast, where I talk to you about K-dramas and C-dramas and BTS and so much more. I'm so happy to be doing another BTS related episode podcast. J-HOOOOPE has been out here hip thrusting like a madman. He has been touring, and it seems like with every region he goes to, with every city, everyone just collectively gets louder, and it has been giving me my life. He's been also releasing some new music. As I have mentioned in the cold open, he has released Mona Lisa. It is out streaming everywhere right now, and with some behind the scenes footage of little docuseries of him recording and putting together the puzzle pieces of creating Sweet Dreams and Mona Lisa. He actually talked about his aspirations as a solo artist, and that he really wants not just to be free in his creativity, but actually have his music chart. So I'm really hoping that Mona Lisa will be it for him. As excited as I am about BTS and their comeback, and that we're in 2025 and it's going to be right around the corner, you know, before you know it, all the guys are going to be out of military service and they're going to start prepping themselves for the comeback and the comeback tour in 2026. I still want these guys, when they're doing their solo ventures, to get top tier success. And I'm really hoping with this Mona Lisa, it's going to be one of those that's going to break into the general public's sphere and get a lot of traction. I think Hobie's been releasing nothing but bangers, and I think I really love the creative divergence he's taken with his albums, especially with Jack in the Box versus like Hope on the Street. I just really enjoy his creative interpretations. I'm a massive stan of Mona Lisa right now. I'm loving all the challenges that are popping up on like TikTok and Reels and everything else. And I think this song has a good enough crossover appeal, and it's palatable to general markets. Even though I think Hobie has been releasing music that is palatable to everybody, I am someone that absolutely loved Arson with everything in me, and for some reason that song, outside of like the BTS fandom, outside of ARMY, I don't know if it really caught on like it should have, because it's such an intense song. And even with it being performed on stage and in Lollapalooza, I just felt like that song should have been like Grammy winning. Like, it's so good. But I'm really excited with the release of Mona Lisa. The moves are amazing. I'm loving his dance team. The dance team are so heavily prominently featured in the music video, and they're heavily prominently featured in his solo stages for the Hope on the Stage tour. I just love how loyal BTS are. When they get their crew, they lock in with their crew, and they're giving them visibility everywhere. So it's been giving me my life. Oh my God. Oh, the return of the hip thrust. I actually thought he was going to retire this move, but I just had to take a moment on my podcast just to talk about the return of the hip thrust of Bapse and the hip rolling. Hobie has said that he wanted to be in a sexy era, and as much as I love his artistic journey, I love talking about these men and their craftsmanship and their music, and just how they can pull out good stuff. But oh my god. have missed those Babsay hip. I can't even get it out. I've missed those Babsay hips so much. He just looks sexier and hotter with every show, with every release. He's got these grills now. He's just out here styling and profiling. He's always been just like this magnetic energy, but I just feel like he's glowing with something a little bit extra. I feel even Yoongi with his solo tour, like with every show, you could just see the confidence gaining, and he just had this extra magnetic charisma, and I feel like that's what's emanating in J-Hope, or I should say Jay right now. Jang Ho-suk, he's too much. I am going to be one of those armies that, yes, I can appreciate their artistic merits. I can appreciate the thought and the time and the care that goes into the producing and into the lyric writing, and stream the hell of this music and purchase what I need to purchase to support my artists. But best believe I find these men attractive, and I'm going to say so, and I'm not going to apologize for it, okay? Ooh, I love it so much. Overall, I find the little snippets that we are getting from the behind the scenes of all this happening, that J-Hope is very much attuned to what has been said on the internet as far as in ARMY fandom. He's actually talked about recently too about not making the active choice of releasing this new collection of work into a formal album because of the amount of work and prep that it takes, and that he really likes the digital era and just having these digital singles come out, just do these really glossy, well-produced music videos and just hitting the ground running. And he's expressed in the past just how remorseful he was, that a lot of people in the fandom didn't take too kindly to how Jack in the Box was initially released with the digital singles and the way the presentation of the album, because it didn't look like an album in those ARMY's minds, and that he's very thoughtful and very direct in what he's looking for as far as his artistic vision. So I like he's coming out and being more transparent, and even in regards to him talking about trying to comfort himself in not caring about charting and just wanting to release music and being to be free in expression, and admitting to himself that he was just using that as an excuse, and that he genuinely wants as an artist to see his art chart and to have that metric shown that, you know what, my hard work has paid off, and that there is an audience that's resonating to this, not just ARMY, not just the hardcore fans, but even outside of that. And I think that's very fair of him as an artist to make that claim. I'm seeing a lot of interesting discussions brew in light of this. I'll keep my opinions to that at a minimum, but I do like the transparency, and it's a very vulnerable thing to admit as an artist that, you know, you do look to the charts and you are looking to see that your music is hitting the mainstream waves, and that is disappointing when maybe a song doesn't perform to your liking, because a lot of artists, they will not come forward and say that directly. For him to actually come out and say that, you know, it's definitely something that's gonna reverberate in my brain, but Hobie ain't ever have to worry about me. Believe you me, I stay streaming. I love hip hop. I love the way he expresses himself, and I think all of his music is fire. And I'm someone too that even liked his divergence into rock. Like, More was everything. When I first saw the principal photography for More going into the Jack in the Box era, I was beside myself, because I was thinking that, you know, like a 90s kid and liking like the more alternative grunge and all the imagery that was associated with that video that reminded me of like Donnie Darko and all that stuff, I was like completely glued. And as I said, Arson is like my everything. I love that he is so true to his like street dancer roots, and that there's so much prominence of like hip hop culture embedded in all the imagery, especially with Hope on the Streets and Hope on the Stage as well, and all the little mini sections in his concerts that highlight like break dancing and all the other dance techniques as well. I love all of it. It's like he is like my double bias with Namjoon for a reason. Jung Ho Suk just gets it. So I'm just tickled pink. I have been watching a lot of the concert via clips. I purchased the Weverse Seoul concerts package, and from the first night, like everything from the VCRs and entire presentation, I've been getting my life. Like the red suit that he has on, like the glasses, like he is just so iconic in his fashion, and it's just been getting better and better and better. But unfortunately, I did not have the funds to make it over into the States, so I'm really disappointed that I don't get to see his solo stage live. I'm only consoling myself with the fact that I'm just going to save my money as best as I can for my other creative pursuits and for the comeback of BTS in 2026. But dang, like I would have loved to have gone to Yoongi's solo concerts, and I really would have loved to have gone to J-Hope's, and it's really it's upsetting me that I don't get to go. I can't imagine. Maybe it's for the best, because I'd probably tear up every last of my vocal cords, or maybe that's what I'm going to tell myself anyways. But I have been having a time. Like 2025, the start of it has been a little rough, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a little rough, both in personal and professional settings, and you know, even with my little YouTube podcast here, there's been some hiccups that have not been great. So having the amount of releases that J-Hope and just BTS collectively are still coming out with, and even Jin, and the amount of content that he's been able to push out since also being released from the military, has been soothing my soul, have been giving me a lot of comfort, and it's been giving me my best life, and it's been helping me out, making this first half of the year a little bit more tolerable, a little more palatable, if you will. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think of Mona Lisa? What are your favorite parts of the music video? That one part where everything goes black and then the lights are on and you see his sparkly pants and they're like, oh, like that part, love that down. That's like my favorite part. The song, in my humble opinion, if I had any criticism, is too short, man. It's like an earworm. It gets in my head. I cannot let go of it. But let me know your thoughts if you're watching the video format of this podcast on YouTube. If you are listening or watching on other platforms, say for example Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please let me know your thoughts on those platforms as well. I want to talk more BTS. I feel like I haven't done a podcast about them or any of the members in quite a long time, so I'm really happy to be doing this. And until the next one, let's go for the BAPSE hip thrust. Let's go!